In this class, I'll be discussing income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded for a commodity to a change in the income of the consumer. That is, change in income. In other words, income elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of the quantity demanded for a commodity to a change in income, that is consumer income. Change in consumer income. How do we measure income elasticity of demand? Measurement of income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand can be measured by the formula percentage change in quantity demanded for a commodity divided by percentage change in income. Percentage change in the quantity demanded for the commodity in question divided by percentage change in income. This will give us the coefficient of income elasticity of demand. Alternatively, this formula I want to write will give us the same answer. So, change in quantity demanded divided by change in income multiplied by the initial income before the change divided by the initial quantity demanded. So, either of the formula will give us the same answer. So, in other words, we can redefine this income elasticity of demand. Okay, if the income of the consumer increases by 1%, what will be the percentage change in quantity demanded? That is what income elasticity of demand measures. So, by how many percent will quantity demanded change if the income changes by 1%? Okay, now, and the figure, that's the coefficient of income elasticity of demand, can be negative or positive. That is, IED. Okay, can be negative or positive. The sign here matters, unlike in price of demand where we ignore the sign when we are interpreting. Okay, because the sign only reflects the obedience to the law of demand. Now, here in income elasticity of demand, we interpret the sign and the value itself separately. If, for example, if the coefficients of income elasticity of demand, if it is negative, okay, if it's negative, it means the good in question, that is the commodity. The commodity we are dealing with here is inferior good. That is, the consumer is buying an inferior good. That's what it means. But if the income elasticity of demand is positive, if it is positive, that is, the value we got here is positive, so the consumer is dealing with what we call normal good. Normal good. Okay? Normal good. So, here we are going to stop here. In our next video, we'll be dealing with the practice question on how to measure income elasticity of demand and how to also interpret the magnitude. Don't forget to drop your comment, like the video, and also share the video to benefit others. Bye.